Split. Bop. Bip. Yep. Alright. And he's out of there. Moves quick. Moves quick and hits hard. Not gonna lie. NGL. Welcome back, everybody, to the show. I am your host, as always, Jay Villain, aka That Villain J. And tonight we have a very special treat for you. Yes, we do. We're dipping our toe back into standard right now. We're dipping back into the standard pool. I know I've been going back between alchemy and standard. I still like alchemy, and I think that it is a little bit more invigorated now than standard is. If you didn't see the Firestorm deck, that's a really fun mono red alchemy deck. But we are going back to a little something I like to call the legend tokens. I'm combining two Orzhov favorites, which is of course Orzhov Legends and Orzhov tokens, or mono white tokens, into a very, very useful. This has pushed me up. This is one of the ones that's helped me up Diamond a little bit. So I really like this one, and we do have some improvements from Eldraine here. So I want to show you this one, a little hybrid deck right here. Before we get down to that, though, I need you to do something to me, for me, that is, rather, and that is, of course, tenderly press that like button, gently press that subscribe button, because if you don't press that like and subscribe button, you will be attacked by the like and subscribe, which, of course, it is a YouTube werewolf who will viciously claw you and maul you for not liking and subscribing to the channel. Go right down there and do it. It's so easy. And you want to join the villains today, join us on a stream every night at twitch.tv/thatvillainj for all live streaming goodness. We would love to have you there live and in person on Twitch or on YouTube. We also stream live on YouTube. Hi to YouTube. So hit that bell in case you don't want to miss that. You can check out our Discord community for all the latest news and information. Post your decks, ask questions. If you ever want to share a deck with me, that's the best place to go. And of course, this deck and all the other ones that I build are available down below on my AetherHub. So if you want a copy of this legendary token deck, I think that you could look right down there and you will find it. All right, so what are we going to do? Well, Orzhov, a little bit of tokens, a little bit of legends, any way we do it. So we're going to start with Lunarch Veteran, because this is going to give us staying power. The 1-drop Lunarch Veteran is a human, which is really going to be good because we do have some human protection right here. And whenever something enters the battlefield, we gain a life. Then we can get the Luminous Phantom for 2 on the Disturb. And whenever we lose a creature, we gain 1 life. So yeah, that's really, really good early card right there. And especially when we start making multiple tokens, we are going to be making a lot of, we're going to be getting a lot of life off that right there. Recruitment Officer, just a nice aggressive card. I've talked about this with a late game way of getting more stuff, with a late game way of getting more creatures onto the battlefield. Very useful to search for them. And just a 2/1, you normally find higher toughness and lower power. Early kind of white cards, usually it's green or red that has the high power. So very effective at hitting very, very hard early on. So we're going to do 2 of those. It is another human soldier very well. Cut down. Yes, we got to talk about a removal package. We're doing cut down. We're doing Fateful Absence. Cut down for the fast one, Fateful Absence for the planeswalkers, and the other types of removal that we want to do. Can we survive off of just 6 removal? I think we can. It is a little low, but we do have a touch of Death Touch, and we have some other stuff. We're trying to overwhelm them, so we've got to be strategic with our removal because we're only running 6 here. If you want to run more removal, obviously I could say, yeah, one of the ones that I always recommend is Destroy Evil, because that gets rid of enchantments. That's very, very useful. And, you know, the standard, if you want to run something like, if you just want to run it, go for the Throat or Infernal Grasp or something like that. Another creature that I thought you might want in here as well is potentially putting in is Jirina Dauntless General. I know somebody's going to say, how come you don't have her in there? It's not a bad idea. We don't need to worry about her, though, but I know someone's going to say something, so I'm forestalling the comments. Coppercoat Vanguard. So We are getting a decent amount of humans, and even when I wouldn't say it's a human deck, we actually do have some other stuff in here. Coppercoat Vanguard is just such an effective creature at charging a full broad board of humans, especially when we have like 5 or 6 or even more human tokens. Putting that extra power on the board is just invaluable. So 1 white and 1, 2/2. Each other human you control has +1 in ward. Very effective at upping the power right there. Very, very effective at just bringing down pain on people, and especially multiples of them. You can put 2 of these out. You can hold them in your hand. You have a full board of human tokens. Put 2 of them out, and all of a sudden, just the power has gone up a significant amount. Return Triumphant. So you have 2 options here. This is an Eldraine card that I really like. If you can see here, we have only maybe about, looks like 7 cards that are 4 or more. Adeline, Elias, Ellis Ilkor, Talia, Coppercoat, Lunark, Recruitment Officer, all of these will hit Return Triumphant on a sorcery right there. Return a card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield, then it gets a +1+. It gets an enchantment. Whenever it attacks and its power, its toughness are 3 or less, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Very, very useful. It's a lot like a card called Unearthed that I used to play back in the day. It was black. But I love this one that he's a returning hero. If we want to do something a little different, we can do Back for Seconds. That's another good one. This one is a kind of the evil version of it, right? Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell was bargain, meaning you sacrifice an enchantment, a token, or an artifact, which mostly we will be sacrificing a token because we're going to have a lot of them. You get to put one of those cards with mana value 4 or less onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your hand. So you have that ability. That's a little bit more expensive as well. Also, you're also going to say this one, I've also liked this one, Not Dead After All. This is another way of getting another creature on surviving a hit. Why do I have Graph Reaper there? This should be Not Dead After All. Yeah. Until the end of turn, creature you control, when it dies, return it with a Wicked Roll. So we want some indestructibility, basically, is going to be the method of keeping important cards on the battlefield or returning them. That's the idea. We already talked about Faithful Ascents. Talia is very important for slowing down these instants and sorceries. We don't have that many, and we're not super dependent. We're mostly going to win through creature combos. So I'm not too worried about slowing ourselves down with Dahlia. We want to slow down those mono reds. We want to slow down those bluers, those controls or something like that. Lock up a little bit of their mana. Also, great 2/1 with a human soldier. We get Coppercoat with that. It's a 3/1 on first strike. Very effective. Elias Ilkor. Oh, that also starts the combo of we're having some lovely legend cards here right now. Ellis Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Love this card. Classic Orzhov. 1 black and 1 white, 2/2 Phyrexian Core Cleric, Death Touch. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under you control, you gain life. Fantastic for hitting multiple tokens in a row, because basically we're going to get ping life a bunch of times, especially with Lunark, and it punishes people for hitting board wipes. Not board exiles, but if somebody wants to play Depopulate and we've filled the board up really good, whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. You might not think it's effective, but man, they keep doing it. They keep playing removal, or they want to run a board wipe on a full board of filled up with tokens. It starts getting taxing. It starts hurting. Again, now we're going to start generating tokens. We're going to go with Adeline, Resplendent Cathar, 2 white and 1 blank and 4 vigilance. Adeline, Resplendent Cathar's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player planeswalker they control. Fantastic to create 1/1 human tokens. Again, human, which of course will be affected with Coppercoat Vanguard and tokens. Really, really solid. I mean, just a 1/4 automatically. If you even have something else out, it's 2/4, so it's out of cut down range. Great card. I love Adeline. You know, I've used her a whole bunch. Probably one of my most used white creatures. Just fantastic all around. And Wedding Announcement, another 3-drop, a little bit more flexible with the mana here, 1 and 2 on the white mana. The flexibility of this one has been on the short list, maybe the long list to get banned. It's so prevalent because it's so good. At the beginning of your end step, put an invitation counter on Wedding Announcement. If you attacked with 2 or more creatures this turn, draw a card. Otherwise, create a 1/1 human creature token. Then if it has 3 or more invitations, everybody gets 1/1/1/1. It becomes Wedding Festivities. Fantastic. You love to see it. all around just a great thing. You have the flexibility of choosing either to attack with more to get those card draws, which is always effective, or generating more and more creature tokens. And if we're talking tokens, well, we can't forget about our good Phyrexian Horror nonsensical wheel of screaming mouths called Mondrak Glory Dominus. 2 white and 2 Phyrexian Horror, legendary creature, again, another legend. When one or more tokens would be created in control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. Sacrifice another 2 artifacts and or creatures. If you have a lot of tokens, we can get the indestructible in there. 4/4, great thing to put on either if we have Eldraine or Wedding Announcement. Turn 4 into Mondrak, it starts generating a lot and things get crazy. Ideally, we do like turn 1 Lunark, turn 2 Ellis, turn 3 Wedding or Eldraine to start generating something more tokens, and then turn 4 Mondrak. Things start getting crazy right there. Gets really wild. Mirel, Shield of Argive right here. Again, we're copying the best stuff from the token decks, the human decks, and the legend decks. We're trying to kind of spin 3 decks together in this, weave them together. 1 white and 3. 3/4, during your turn, opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of creatures or enchantments. Fantastic stuff. Whenever Mirel, Shield of Argive, attacks, create X/1/1 soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. You're saying, Jay, there's not that many soldiers. There is actually, believe it or not. Dahlia is a soldier. And of course, recruitment officers a soldier, and Coppercoat's a soldier. So we do have a decent amount of soldiers to help generate, and Mirel is a soldier as well, to help generate soldier. Now, it's not a fully dedicated soldier deck, but it is a fully dedicated token deck, which of course Mondrak will double the amount that we generate right here, which is fantastic. And if we're generating tokens and we're doing legends, again, spinning kind of 3 decks together in one combo, we have Ratted Ravik of Urberg, 1 black and white, 2 classic Orzhov colors right there. Zombie Wizard, legendary creature, Vigilance, Ward 2, fantastic, love it. Very hard to kill off that one. Other zombies you control have Vigilance. Whenever a legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of the creature that dies, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 black zombie token. Fantastic. That means if Mirel, Mondrak, Eldraine, Ellis, Talia die, we get a copy of that version of them as a zombie, a 2/2 zombie that is Vigilance, which is great. And we can have multiple on the board. So we could have a Mondrak. That Mondrak dies. We put another Mondrak out. And then anytime it generates a token, it creates 4 times as much because it's double. So things start getting ridiculous. And that means that if we're doubling our tokens, that means if another creature token dies, like an Ellis Core, and we have 2 Mondraks out, we get double the amount of tokens of that token, of that legendary creature, etc., and so forth, and things start getting ridiculous. And you can see how this deck spirals out of control very quickly. Hard to remove, hard to deal with. I mean, a Farewell will deal with it, yeah, but it starts getting very complicated, very hard. All the while, the early game is kind of putting pressure down on them, so they don't have a lot of flexibility. Great stuff right there. Shattered Sanctum, Restless Fortress, great one to add right there from Eldraine. Caves of Koilos, Plains, and Swamps. A little bit more plains than anything else. 2.3 average with 24 mana. More heavy on the white than the black right there. 26 creatures. 18 of them human. Decent amount of humans, decent amount of soldiers, but a little bit of everything else. I wish they had legend archetype that they showed you in creature. I wish that they would show you that. 6 instants, 2 sorceries, 3 enchantments. We're going to look at it on the sideway view right there. There's Horizontal Gang Rise Up. How you doing? What do you guys think of this one? Again, kind of trying to spin a couple of classic decks that are effective right now in Diamond, put them all together and do kind of something new, a nice cosmic gumbo, if you were, with a couple of these new bonus cards from Eldraine, and just finish strong here with some of the best stuff we have in Orzhov. That's why Jira I put in there is humans you control get indestructible. Yeah, you exile somebody's graveyard, and of course, so that's your best of 3 guys right there. Not a bad one to add right there for Jirina. Alright, so that's what we're looking at right there in Horizontal. We're going to start in unranked, and then we're going to get into ranked, and we're going to start pushing that diamond real quick. Here we go. Yeah, it's not that she's constructed bad. It's not that she just can't stay on the board for when she gets out there. The rest of your shit can't stay on the board. If you try to put auras on their own creatures, everyone will just wipe their own creatures. They don't care. There's just mass exile. There's so much. I haven't figured out a way to get her to be correct. So, yeah. I wish. I've tried, and I've thought about putting her a lot, but maybe I'll still try. Maybe I'll do her in unranked just to see if we can have some fun with her. Because I love the idea, but yeah, it's just not going to work. Boom. Pop. Okay. I made a Diamond 3 with this deck. This deck has been very good to me so far. Let's do that. Well, boom. 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 Ooh, look at that. Go in, pop, bop, 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 bop. Probably gonna run a wipe here. That's okay. Probably gonna have a depopulate or a mass exile. There you go. Yeah, I knew he was gonna run something here. That's okay though. We will do recruitment, morale, shield of Argive, hit, split, bop, bip. Yep. All right. And he's out of there. Moves quick. Moves quick and hits hard. Not gonna lie. NGL moves hit and hits hard. See, Diamond 3. I'm moving up Diamond 3. Currently, I am at a 6-win run on this one. Believe it or not. Let me see if I can pull that up for you to show you how successful I've been with this deck so far. There you go. See? Yeah. So that's been the games so far. You can see how that's a straight line that stays at 100, and then it says all of these. These are all ladder, by the way. So yeah. So far that's been the course there. So pretty solid. Hi Jay, what's your opinion on hyper control decks that run only removals and the win condition is just Mirax or make the opponent concede out of despair? I think they're cancer and they're bad for the game. I don't see how making somebody not want to play Magic is good for the game of Magic. I've yet to have anybody explain that to me in a way that's satisfactory. In any other game, that kind of move would be functionally illegal. Can you imagine a basketball game where just one player just stood there holding the ball and just didn't do anything else, and then the last second they shot a 3, and that's it? That was the whole game. Everyone would be like, "This is the most miserable experience we've ever seen in basketball. This is awful. Why do we allow this?" Oh, but it's legal. It's justifiable. Yeah, it is. Sure. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is legal and justifiable. Doesn't make it good or right. So, you know, there's that. Boom. So let's do Shattered Sanctum. Let's do a Return Triumphant. Yeah, I get why they're effective. I get why turtling is completely effective in Magic cards. I think they're bad for the game. If you log in and the first 3 games you play, even the first 2 games are somebody doing that, you're just gonna leave and quit. It's just not fun. Listen, I like control decks. I think people overdo it, man. I think people really fucking overdo it. Control is in and of itself is fine. I put counter spells. I put removal. I got nothing wrong with them. But when the entire function of your deck is just to be as big as a pain in the ass as humanly possible, I feel like we're losing the thread here. I'm streaming on Twitch, on YouTube. No, I'm just streaming on YouTube right now, by the way. So you can't even see me on Twitch. This is just a bonus day stream of YouTube. So that's for your pleasure right there. No blocks. Is he going to pump up? He's going to do a pump up and then blow the Cacophony Scamp probably. He got a nut hand here, which is to be expected after getting this many wins. Oh, he didn't do it. Okay, is he going to blow it? All right, I'm shocked that he didn't get the nut. Chicky. Okay, good stuff. Coppercoat Vanguard, I do like that. Boom, 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 pop, pop. All right, very nice. What is he going to do? I know he's got a pump up. He's got something in his hand to do something here. That has ward, so it's hard for him to do 4 damage on a ward 1. He might be able to do it. He's got to pay ward 1. Witch Stalker, 5 damage. Reach that. Okay, so he did that. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Is he going to blow the Cacophony? He can't. It won't kill anyone. All right, so we do that. Oof. He's going to get hit for 6 here. And then I can attack with Restless Fortress next turn. Buff, buff. Okay. He might draw, which will reduce his amount of removal that he can play. I'm fine with that. I don't care about taking 2. Monster's Rage, as kind of expected here. He might do another one. It's not going to really increase it anymore. Oh, he can blow it. Yeah. Yeah, he can blow it. So I knew he was saving up these. He had 3 in a row right there. I knew he was saving them. It's a good move. It's a very good move. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't have any. I only had 1 removal. Well, that's the first loss I've taken with this. First loss I've taken. Hopefully the last loss I'll take. You aren't missing much by skipping the whole woe set, by the way. I don't think that you've made a terrible loss. There wasn't much to be excited about in the woe set, to be honest. Green. I bet this is Birdie Bot's every flavored beans here, isn't it? I don't think it's Orzhov. I think it's every color. Yeah, it's every color. Oof. Bop. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Let's do this. This. Bop, bop. Let's do that. Boom, pop. Boom, pop, pop. Boom, boom. Invasion is... Yeah, he's ramping. He's ramping and glamping. Ramping and glamping. Alright. If he doesn't run an exile but runs a mass removal, he's going to die because of Ellis Core. So even if he runs a board wipe here, he's going to die. He'd have to run a mass exile or he'll just lose. Because if a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, he'll end up killing 4 creatures, which will just cause the end of the game. Not a bad hit. Not a bad deal at all. Now he's gonna be mad about it. Rat a drab. Let's do that. He's just sad. He's just gonna wait. He's just gonna wait. And salt rope here. Salt rope, salt rope. Sorry your huge rampy thing didn't get to work out, bro. I'm sorry. Nice. All right. They did it. They did it. They did it. Oh, a mono white hand. That's not too bad. I think if we put Copper Coat, depends what he puts down. If I think he's gonna do a lot of instants. Oh yeah, no, we're definitely doing Guardian of Throbbing here because we want to slow him down. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we don't want him to play Burn. Yeah, bro, go in. I'm gonna first strike that, of course. Go, pump. Lightning strike, yeah. See, you don't like that because it slows down his instants and sorceries. And that's what we want, though. Boom. We'll take Copper Coat because this is really going to hurt him. Might knock him out. Bump, 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 bump. Yep, knocked him out. Yep. Knocked him the hell out right there. What do you guys think? He's got Teferi, so he's running control here. Yeah. It's whatchamacallit control. Esper. Hit. Boom. Restless Fortress. Okay, we do that. Draw. Okay, we'll do that. Counterspell, probably. Very good. Hit, pop, poof, bop. Can bring back Talia. We can do Recruitment Officer and bring back Talia. I think he's probably got another counterspell in there, which is why I want to avoid that. Let's try it. As we assumed, yeah. Let's go. Pop. Bop, bop. There we go. Either a full board wipe. No, nothing. All right. I would imagine. That's surprising. Yeah, Emperor. Doesn't have enough for a board wipe, and he's out of there. All right. Even beating control, but can't beat mono red, I guess, is the problem here. Oppo goes first. I mean, there's some decent plays here, but he's running Rakdos. Hopeless Nightmare. Discard. Throbbing. I'm not crazy about discarding Throbbing. Let's do this. Call Anvil. Good stuff. It's going to be tokens versus tokens here, I think. He might bolt me out or remove me. I don't know. Terror of the Tower. Okay. He's going to exile it instead. Not bad. Cathar. Mishra's research deck. Okay, so we can start milling and grilling here. Good for him. Sack. Okay, he does that. Discard a card. I'm gonna lose the life. I don't give a shit. Alright. Okay, that dies. That's fine. Coppercoat Vanguard. Nightmare. Okay. Push it. Not bad. Torch the tower. Alright. Okay. Exile. Draw a card. Mondrak. Okay. Exile. Rankle's Prankle. Discard 2 cards. Interesting. There we go. That's the Trexodactyl special there. He likes when you generate 15,000 tokens at once. Hopeless Nightmare. Boom. We have to discard a card. Yeah, that's the Trek special. Would you say that that's your favorite combo, to chain that many removals, or to chain that many tokens out in a row? Yeah, the one true bomb, he goes down. Invasion of New Phyrexia, that's not a bad one either, yeah. Or All Will Be One. All Will Be One combo is not bad either. I'm not a fan of Infinite, but it's pretty good. Alright, folks, we're going to leave it right there for right now. And I'll be back tonight. I just wanted to get a little special game in for y'all. Make sure to like, do what you do, what you do, what you do. Do what you like, and you like what we do. Welcome. Subscribe to the channel in case you're new. I've been Jay Villain. You've been great. Adios, everyone. I'll see you later.